Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we are going to take a look at the Project InfinityX version 3.5 based on Android 16 for our Galaxy Tab S9 FE Plus. So without wasting any more time, let's take a look at it. So guys, after a very disappointing One UI 8 update which was based on Android 16 on my Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE Plus, I was wondering, I really wanted to update to the One UI 8 because it has Android 16 latest patches, but I really wanted a really good UI which the AOSP offers. So here we go. We have Android 16 AOSP GSI, and this is the Infinity X project which has a lot of features. It has the Pixel UI. It does not have the Pixel UI, but yes, it comes with all the latest features. It has a lot of tweaks, UI tweaks, customizations that are embedded, and has given my Galaxy S9 FE the AOSP look with customizations, which has made the tablet look great. We're going to talk about what's working, what's not working. For what's not working, the issues which I have faced, I will be reporting them. But other than that, you guys can check it out because I haven't fully checked out all the issues. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys what is working and what's not. So guys might be cleared about everything. So make sure you watch the whole video to know what's working. And yes, apart from that, if you face any issues, we can post it down below in the comment section and we can see if we can sort them out. But let's take a look at it right now. So guys, starting with the home screen, you can see you get this wallpaper from the InfinityX default wallpaper, and this is the app drawer. I don't know why it has switched to this portrait kind of app drawer, because when I installed it first, the DPI was something like 790, but I tried to set, but still the app drawer reacts this way. But it's fine, it's not that much of a hassle for me. You can get a switch, you can see home screen, your left swipe to Google app, and let's move into settings first. From the home screen, you can see the home screen settings layout. The settings dashboard looks really nice. We have a good afternoon message. You have enjoy the sunset. Then you have your model number SMX610, and you can see Infinity Suite, which offers a lot of UI customizations, which I'm going to show you, and we're going to talk about that later on. But you can see the settings UI, colorful icons. We have colorful icons in Android 16, but those are not this much vibrant and doesn't pop out that much. But these are so popping out and looks, gives a colorful look, which I was really hoping for, like the grayscale quick settings. It does not look that great, or a single color setting UI does not look that great to me. But this gives a fresh new look to the Galaxy Tab S9 FE with Android 16. Also, One UI has those colorful popping out settings, so this resembles the One UI's settings app. Android system, here you can see Android 16, and we have official GSI version 3.5. This is not the QPR1 yet. You can see you have the older battery icons. Obviously, I have changed the battery icon, but yeah, you have the default portrait battery icon. We don't have the newer battery icon. Also, the quick settings we have here are the newer one. I have just changed the icon style, so we get this expressive UI, quick settings. You have brightness bar, and you see the notifications on this side. You can clear them. This is how it looks. This is the Android 16 Easter egg, and you can see on this tablet, I'm installing AOSP on the tablet for the first time because this is my first tablet, obviously. Then yeah, I can see it does not go full screen, the Easter egg or any other category of the settings. It does not go full screen. It will show you the layout of settings, so yeah, you can easily move to another of your settings. Here you can see if I go to network and internet, it will show you. So this is a very good layout for the tablet. We have connected devices, display options, we have extra dim, we have screen timeout, we have dark theme. We also do have pure black, but this is an LCD display on my tab, so the pure black is not meant for us. It's good for AMOLED. Smallest width, you can change custom DPI according to whatever you are suitable with. Floating home button, we have enhanced HDR brightness, screen refresh rate, you can set it to 90 Hz. So it also supports the maximum screen refresh rate, which is been supported by our tab. Window level blurs you can set. I have disabled them for good performance, but I don't find any issue with the performance regarding this and with blurs, so it's not that much of an issue. We also do have tap to wake, but this does not work, so just keep it disabled. We have tap to sleep, lock screen, and status bar. We have wake on plug, so this works fine. You can see tap to sleep, and even if you're on lock screen, we have double tap to sleep, so this works fine. Now moving to wallpaper and style, we have this default clock font set. This is a default. Actually, the preview, I don't know why, has not changed because I have set a different clock font. So we're going to move to another one. Yeah, you can set any of that. Let's just set this, apply. Yeah, as you can see, it has now selected this font, and we are going to see it's not yet applied. If it doesn't get applied, just go to restart and restart system UI, and that will work fine. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, it has restarted a system UI. It has configured the selected font. So this is how it looks. Let's move ahead. Yeah, fingerprint, which works fine. And getting back, we have shortcuts, show notifications, more lock screen settings, which will take you to the lock screen inside settings, dynamic clock, always on display, which also works fine. As you can see, if you can see the clock, you cannot change the brightness, I guess, of the always on display. Then I want to keep it disabled. Let's go back. We have home screen. We have your themed icons. We have app grid. We have color contrast, icon, font. You can also configure your font here. I've set it to lemon milk, which I loved it a lot, which I already used on the Galaxy S7, the InfinityX project. So you guys can check out that if you have the S7, the Note 7, or the Note FE, or the S7 Edge, any of the devices. Your icons, customization, which we can see in the settings in there, which is not properly visible here. We have shapes to change, and there's the apps, default apps and all, notifications, sound and vibrations. You have a lot of configurations, charging sounds and all that. Modes, which is a new option. Do not disturb is merged inside that. This is the battery graph. It says 4 days, but it will go for a longer time, which is a good option. You can configure, and I'm sure the battery on AOSP 16 will be better than One UI 7 or One UI 8, which I'm very sure of. Yeah, other than that, we don't have like so much of stuff. You can see already fingerprint is working fine. Yeah, going to system, we have your keyboard, gestures, your mouse. You can configure everything, and we have treble settings. So in here you have some performance improvements or some futuristic stuff. Going into Samsung settings, you can see a lot of stuff. I haven't tried any, but yeah, I mean, double tap to wake or some of the options which I have tried. You can also move to display, and if refresh rate is not working fine, you can go here and you can choose refresh rate. And yes, a lot of things you can disable or enable for performance stuff to improve the performance. And yeah, that's it. This was the Project InfinityX basic settings. Now we are going to move into the Infinity Suite. So let's move straight away into the Infinity Suite. This is the Infinity Suite, which has the customization. I mean, this is the customization tab of the ROM, and you can see we have monet color. You can make a lot of changes to the theming, color source, also adjust luminance, chroma factor. We have like you can choose from whole palette. You can also tint the background. Then going back, we have wallpapers, but we just have a single default wallpaper which has been presented to us. Okay, so it does not work. Theme pack. Yeah, you can change your theming and stuff here. You can see settings, style, random setting style, random messages, colored setting, random color bar, settings icons, setting icon style. You can change it here. System animation, scale, slide, Android P. Wallpaper styles, you can change a lot of stuff here. If you want font style, icon packs, you can see font style. I have set a different font. Let's go back. Icon pack, icon shape, Wi-Fi icon. You can also configure Wi-Fi icon separately if you don't like the themed icon, which I have did already. Navbar, if you are using Navbar, you can choose from a lot of Navbar options too. Let's go back. We have status bar options. You can customize a lot of stuff in the status bar. You have status bar tuner. You can check the icons, colored icons, notification icons, and going down below clock, you have your general stuff regarding the battery bar. You also have ongoing progress chip. I don't have the, let's turn on the timer and see how it works. Let's turn on stopwatch. Okay, it does not work like that, I guess. It does not have a progress chip to the timer. Let's see and set a stopwatch. Sorry, it does not have any for the stopwatch. Let's set a timer. Let's see if it supports. No, it does not. So you need a specific app to support the ongoing progress chip. You have for a lot of apps which you can configure later. I don't know. Not every app supports that. You have all this circular chip position effects you can configure. Then going down below, network traffic, Bluetooth battery status, Wi-Fi standard, logo, custom logo of the app. You can see here we have this Infinity logo, which looks nice. Brightness and extra padding if you want, you can change that. You have quick settings panel options. You can see data usage, background, quick settings panel, pure black. If you want pure black quick settings, you can also set that. Quick settings, header clock, battery percentage, battery style, everything you can change. Brightness ladder position. If you want, even if you want it hidden, you can also set it to never show. And tiles layout, lock screen, quick settings on lock screen. We have buttons customization, volume steps, volume button, volume panel on the left. Sorry. So if you want it on the left, ours is on the top side. So yeah, it doesn't matter left or right, but yeah, left looks good because we have it on the left hand side. It's a more better. And yes, power menu, we have advanced restart, which is already enabled, but you can do one thing, like if you're taking your tab outside, secure lock screen, you just disable that so that advanced restart doesn't come up on here. Navigation mode, you have 3-finger navigation, navigation, 2-button navigation, 3-button, not 3-finger, sorry. You have this 3 more, the 3-way navigation, which you can also add the IME and navigation bar, IME button space, navigation bar hint, getting back, 3-finger swipe. You can set this for screenshot, which is really good on a tablet like that. Let's set it, take screenshot. Easy. This is a software feature, so it will work fine. Shake gestures, not recommended for a tablet. Miscellaneous, we have a lot of stuff: spoofing, full screen apps, smart pixels, hidden developer status, and yes, Windows secure flags. A lot of stuff which will spoof your device to be a different device and which will bypass a lot of restrictions. Pocket detection. Oops. This is getting really funny here for me now. Yeah. And hide app list. Yes, a lot of stuff is here which will make your device inaccessible. And this is the team. So thank you, Project InfinityX, for providing such a great ROM and all the UI customizations. I really loved it. I'm using this on my Galaxy S7 too. So it's a great ROM, and very excited for another AOSP ROM to be on my device, which I'm going to try out later. And you have, guys, you can see it on my channel. So for that, you have to subscribe first. And if you have liked this video right now, then you have to press the like button. If not, then the dislike button also, to show your feedback. Now let's move to what's working and what's not working. So guys, now everything works fine, which are the basic functions of a phone or a tablet. So Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, battery backup is great. We have touchscreen working because a lot of S9 FE users have the Tab S9 FE users. I reported that the touchscreen doesn't work in TRP and AOSP. So this is the reason they are going to hesitating to install a GSI. But for the the S9 FE Plus users, the touchscreen is working properly. We can install apps. The Play Store comes by default. If you want to use micro G, I am not sure how to install micro G. part. But yeah, if you don't want Google Play the Google services, you can also install the vanilla GSI, which is also present. And I can install apps, everything works fine. Double tap to it does not work. Yeah, that's an issue, but it's okay, we can live with that. We have double tap to sleep, and we can also flip to open like this. You can it the just dims the display, and this opens the screen, and you can easily push on the power button with the fingerprint, and you can see secure lock screen works fine. Fingerprint, you have face unlock to which you can set up. I have not set up face unlock, but it will work fine. It's just a software feature. And then yes, sound, audio, everything works fine. Now Bluetooth audio, when I tested on my Nothing Ear 1, it did not work. So I don't know if it will work with speakers. I don't have any Bluetooth speakers to test right now, but yeah, it did not work like that. And when I was using the Spotify as a remote Bluetooth device, it worked fine with the TV. So yeah, that was fine. But yeah, you can even try with the speaker if it works, because it might not send the audio like it did not send the audio to the Bluetooth device, which was my Nothing Ear 1. And apart from that, offline charging doesn't work, which is the thing which I have tested fine, and it did not work. 90 hertz refresh rate, it works fine. You also have camera working fine, so it is not of an issue. You can see, you can click pictures. I'm going to click some pictures here. So it worked fine, and into the video you can see, you can also turn on video. You can click videos. Now about the settings, like the tab does not have that much kind of a good camera. Well, you're going to shoot some great content, but yeah, for basic videos it works fine. You have your wide angle lens also working, and even with the your front camera, it works fine with the wide angle lens too. Hi guys, yeah, that's it. That much of screen time is good for me. And yeah, you can see video, and you can also take photos. Yeah, so the camera seems to be work fine, and there's not much of an issue regarding a lot of hardware stuff. But yeah, offline charging and your double tap to wake, these are some of the issues we still have. But let's see, if I find any fix, I'm going to surely tell you guys to check that out and flash that easily onto your device. Also, I've used the fast boot method to flash the GSI. If you want to know how I flash the GSI, you have to check out this video, which is linked in the I button. And if you also want to know how I installed unlocked the bootloader and installed TLRP, you have to check out this video too, which will be in the I button. Also, I've linked all the videos, have posted them into my description, and it will be also available on my end screen, so you can easily check them out. And that's it. That was Project InfinityX for you. If I have a good working GSI, a great new ROM, which I'll be making a separate video about that too, so don't worry about it. And yes, with the new Android 16 QPR, when we get some new expressive style UI, about that also I'm going to make a video. So if it comes, I will surely make a video on that too. We need a GSI, because right now we only have GSIs. We have a working TLRP, so you can flash those GSIs using fast boot mode, because Samsung does not have a bootloader or fast boot mode. So yeah, it does just have the recovery mode and download mode. That's it. When you use the bootloader mode, if you see in the recovery, it will take you to the download mode. So yeah, it is one and the same. But yes, it does not have a fast boot mode, dedicated fast boot mode. So yep, that's it. And yes, it's all good. If you want to use your S Pen, you can use S Pen too. I tried it, but I don't have the S Pen near me right now. But yes, you can use that too. And that was it for the video. I hope you guys have liked it. If you have, press the like button. If not, the dislike button is there. Also, subscribe for more videos in the Tab S9 FE+. And that was it, guys. See you guys soon. Till then, take care and bye-bye.